praise reality, man. I tell people falling in love with reason is the best thing that I've ever done. Y'all don't hear me out there. Can I say it one more time? Falling in love with reason is the best thing that I've ever done. Again, welcome to Sunday Sessions. My name is Darante LaMar. Normally, you see my wife up here with me. She's taking a little break today, but she's going to be back with us, and you're going to see her today, and I'm excited about that. But we are jumping into a new series of conversations today called Disagreement Therapy. I hope y'all are ready for this. Conflict isn't the enemy. Disconnection is. Now, that might feel like a radical statement, especially in a world that's been trained to see every disagreement as a threat, to treat every difference like a battlefield, to treat every moment of tension like something to be avoided, escaped, or won. But what if disagreement didn't have to destroy us? What if it could grow us? Today, we're stepping into a conversation that has the power to shift how we show up in our relationships, our politics, our personal lives, and our community spaces. We're not just here to talk about what we disagree on. We're here to talk about how we disagree. Because here's the truth, not all conversations are created equal, and not all disagreements are worth having. Damn, I gotta say that again, all right? Not all conversations are created equal, and not all disagreements are worth having. But the ones that are, they require something that most of us were never taught: good faith. Good faith is more than a buzzword. It's more than polite behavior. It's the posture of someone who shows up not to perform, not to manipulate, not to dominate, but to connect, to understand, and to grow. And let's be real. In a time when echo chambers are weaponized, when debates become content, and when curiosity has been replaced by contempt, choosing good faith is an act of resistance. So today, we're not here for outrage. We're here for something deeper. This is disagreement therapy. Because when we stop fearing conflict and start reframing it, we discover something powerful. That conflict isn't the problem. Polarization is. And if we can shift from performance to presence, and damn, I feel like I'm preaching already, y'all. If we can shift from performance to presence, from ego to empathy, from debate to dialogue, then maybe we don't just survive disagreement. Maybe we heal through it. If you're excited for this conversation, go ahead and find some type of good faith emoji and drop that bad boy in the chat. And if you can't find one, just type good faith in the chat to let somebody know that you're here, you're engaged, and you're ready for this conversation. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? The name of that song was Alone, Alone a Lot, and that's Louis York and Anthony Hamilton. Yes. Oh man, look at there, look at there. I love it, I love it. Yes, good faith. That's today's conversation. We're talking about good faith. Man, this is going to be exciting. Good faith is one of the most important and misunderstood concepts when it comes to disagreement, dialogue, and debate, especially in conversations about relationships, politics, and religion. And while I'm here, I do want to stress that good faith isn't just about debates, because sometimes that's what we do. We make up in our minds that good faith is only a requirement if I'm having a conversation that's a debate. You know, honestly, I need good faith to be present in every conversation I have, debate or not. Man, I love this. I knew this was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to go this good so far. But so whatever conversation, whether it's a disagreement, whether it's dialogue, whether it's dialectics, whether it's debate, in every conversation, what is going to be an absolute requirement for your boy is good faith. If you want to talk to me, I'm going to need you to have some good faith. Man, isn't that good? Like, let somebody know, no, if you want to engage any type of conversation with me, if you want to, why would I be in a relationship with somebody who's not operating in good faith? No, I want to deal with good faith. Man, me and my wife were talking about that this morning, and our kind of like pre-session, our little pre-game of what we're kind of talking things through And we were kind of talking about talking through some of these this morning about how even as children, sometimes we're conditioned not only not to disagree, but not to question. And so, if you grew up by parents who were raised by people from the South, you were likely told stuff like, children got to stay in children's place. This is grown up conversation. Don't be looking in my mouth. And then it will go that extra step of sometimes somebody's telling a story and the story may not make sense to you. And you're trying to get clarity. And then you begin to be treated as though your attempt for clarity is somehow disdain. You know what I'm saying? And so, and what that happens is it keeps people away. It keeps people from engaging conversations in good faith. It locks people down. It's like, well, why should I ask any questions? Because how many of you out there, I know if you raised your hand, I wouldn't be able to see it, but how many of you out there sometimes withdraw from asking questions because you're afraid that if you ask this question, this person may feel attacked? This is an environment that we've created. We've bred this. We've cultivated this because we have not made good faith a priority, a prerequisite. Oh, I love that. Rainbow Rat says she was always taught to ask questions. See, and that's how we're raising our children right now. We have 4 of them. We got 4 of them, 2 of them that'll be going off to college next year or the year after next year. Yeah, so you know how it works. They'll be going off to college. They'll be seniors this year. Yeah, that's how I do it. So they'll be seniors this year, and then they're going off to college, and we're teaching them now to always ask questions. Oh, but not only that, but to ask them in good faith. Ask them in good faith. I'll tell mom real quickly, depending on the question you're asking me, I'll be like, now, out of all the people to ask, especially in the world of Google, why would you ask me this? I ain't got no qualifications in this. I have no certifications in this. And so it's also teaching them how to ask questions, where to ask questions. We're getting some good stuff today. So good faith is one of the most important and misunderstood concepts when it comes to this, right? Especially in conversations about relationships, politics, and religion. And so I want to get us started off here by giving us some type of definition of good faith, especially when it comes to our conversations. Who knew that we could take the word faith and give it some utility in the humanist community? It's beautiful. All right, so at its core, good faith means entering into a conversation with a genuine intention to understand, engage, or resolve. All right? So let's I can't wait. As you can notice, we're working on repackaging how we're doing our live shows. I cannot wait till we can get our lower thirds running back through here, because I'd love to have this on the screen. But look at this. When we're talking about good faith, we're talking about entering into a conversation with a genuine intention to understand. Am I asking this question with a genuine, wink, wink, you're not wrong, Rainbow, with a genuine intention to understand? Is that what I'm trying to do? Or am I entering this conversation with an intention to engage? Or, hey, am I entering this conversation to resolve? I need some yeses in those areas, without manipulation, deception, hidden agendas, or refusal to listen. It's the opposite of being defensive, combative, or dishonest. I refuse to have conversations with defensive people. I refuse to have conversations with combative people. At that moment, we've already gotten out of position for productivity. Nothing productive is going to happen at this moment after you've got into defense or you've gotten into combat, because at that moment, it's a fight, not a conversation. Dang, this is good. All right, so I want to share some key signs of good faith, and we're still in the beginning, man. Are y'all liking this? Are y'all digging this so far? Let me know. I know I'm a little limited. I can't see everything in the chat, but I promise you I'll come back and watch this stuff. All right, so watch this. Key signs of good faith. A person is likely operating in good faith when they are willing to clarify their position when asked. So what did you mean by that? All right. Can you give me a little bit more insight into that? Okay. Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Can you let me know why you thought about it that way? Do you mind if I ask why that's the first thing that popped up in your mind? Maybe that wasn't the first thing. All right. So we know this is good, right? Thank you. So are we willing to clarify my position when I'm asked? Well, Darante, why do you think religion or religious superstition is harmful? Well, I've done quite a few videos on it, clarifying my position. Now let me stop. All right, another one is listen carefully instead of interrupting or talking over you. Right? These are signs. Oh man, listen, acknowledge valid points even if they disagree with the conclusion. And that's something you'll notice. You're dealing with someone who's currently engaging in bad faith is when they stonewall valid points because they're afraid of the conclusion. And so you make a point and the point is valid and they know it's valid, but instead of them admitting that it's valid because they're afraid of where that slippery slope may lead, they will talk about, they will vehemently deny the validity of a valid point. See, at that moment, you know you're dealing with someone who is not engaging in that moment in bad faith. And let me clarify right here real quick, just to be absolutely clear, because we're people-centric around here. Just to be absolutely clear, because we're people-centric around here, just because someone is entering a conversation in bad faith does not mean that they're a bad person. All right, so I do want to clarify that. Someone could be engaged, someone could be dealing in bad faith. Please, let's not equate that with meaning that they are a bad person, right? So, and watch this. You making the decision to separate from the conversation doesn't mean you're rejecting their personhood. And see, these are some lines that we're going to have to walk and deal with. There's no way we could talk about all of this in 4 weeks. That's how long we're going to be in this series. But there is so much to talk about. And these are the things that we need to be talking about. Like I spent 20 years of my life showing up on Sundays like this, talking about stuff that was ultimately, and excuse my language for those of you with sensitive ears, but talking about stuff that was ultimately bullshit. I am paying a debt back to myself by saying, no, I'm going to commit my time now on talking to some people on Sundays who want some, man, I just want some conversations that matter. I want some conversations that are going to help me shift from point A from point B. I want some conversations that are not only going to help me let go of religion, but some conversations that are going to help me keep rising after religion. I don't want to just let go. I want to get up. Go ahead, man. If we were in church, I'd tell you to high five your neighbor and tell him I want to get up. I'm sorry, it got good to me. Exactly. Not bad people, oftentimes just hurting, man. Oh, man. And if we, oh my goodness.